feast or famine. There's been really high highs and really low lows for both of these teams. Now, if you look at that regionally, Liquid's the one that usually loses out on that, right? In terms of the head-to-head, in terms of, you know, what we talk about with, you know, not qualifying to some of these events, Fnatic are the ones that have established some semblance of consistency in that regard.
You're absolutely right, but we talk about the capability, the arena that Fnatic now gets to play into on map 1. It's a comfortable choice in my mind for them. It's been one of their strongholds for a long time, and I want to see Alpha just get comfortable super early on. There is so much pressure on that young man's shoulders currently as it stands. Liquid, we could talk about Scream having pressure to a degree, but the man's an old god, right? He's a veteran of this degree. We've got Liquid going on walkabouts. They've just full-man pushed out of A. And how deep that dog just went, surely they go, sorry, the wall goes up. They found the spike.
This is ridiculous. Boaster actually needs some help now. You can see the reinforcements coming through. A deeper smoke once again.
That's a lot of info.
At least want to stall here. They're going to try and pick up on the backside of Market. Durka, meanwhile, will spy out Nivera over on B site.
Nivera needs to play his life and he knows it. He's a very calm player. But Durka, one of those to be the provocateur, happy to sabotage anytime he can. Only one more bullet to play with, and Nivera's playing this really well. Finally gets found. Durka, what a shot. That's opened it up, and that should be a speed up now from Fnatic. They need to get towards the site before Liquid get back over there.
Solkast's actually going to be stuck behind this smoke now, and Fnatic have themselves a free site. Everybody from Liquid making their way back through spawn now. Actually, Mystic very disconnected. They're still conscious of anybody lurking behind that early market play.
Durka probably going to take first contact on this and can dip away, maybe tee up Alpha. Doesn't want to stick around too long. I think just invested the pain shell, which they can at least heal somewhat through.
So Durka potential to be overwhelmed here, and Yampi's the one to find it.
I mean, there's Liquid on a pistol. Is there still a chance he can go wrong? Yampi is still pushing forward. 2 kills already in a 3v3 post plant. Frenzies aplenty, Boaster and Mystic both with those. Soulcast trying to clear towards along the double stack, and Boaster gonna find them both. Dimasic now not gonna get it done. Fnatic off to a start, but what a unorthodox pistol.
Yeah, I mean, it's Liquid that want to be the initiators here. They actually find out the spike, they leave a smoke down, the wall goes up. That's all to just stall, but no rotation actually comes through. Durka's done fantastic to get all the way onto B side, at least spot out Nivera originally, but then also pressure. One more bullet left and he finds the headshot.
Yeah, that is critical work because, again, it could have completely changed otherwise. And there you can see on the screen how much this was a hometown map for Fnatic.
Yeah, and actually in recent times, I mean, you look at the win record for Liquid on here, and it's really not good.
No.
I mean, actually, even with the swap over from to the stage composition for Yampi to pick that up.
If anything.
They beat EDG, and they've...
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't look as impactful versus Optic either.
And I quite like seeing Fnatic go to comfort early on here, considering you could see jitters and nerves and pressure aplenty on especially Alpha and the rest of the gang. It's certainly not just one of them. So a good way to get the players activated early. And if you're Liquid as well, though, I mean, you're not putting this in the top picks of maps you're looking at picking up winning. I think this goes to the whole distance, if I'm honest. But we look at this round because there is a little bit of a purchase, not too much for Liquid, but a Frenzy, a Sheriff, and a Shorty. So a little bit of danger.
Couple of troublemakers at least here. Nivera famed in this current position. Usually good for one as well, but expect Fnatic to be extremely disciplined on the way through, and actually the Flash will identify presence at least. I don't think they're going to try and mess with this at all. He's got no Trailblazer to clear through. There's not really anything to dig him out of that spot.
Yeah, very clear lines have already been drawn. It would need someone to over-deliver quite substantially. And I like what we're seeing from Fnatic so far. Very disciplined, keeping composed. Bit of a peek through, not bad for Boaster. Happy to get one, enters by side. The follow-up, really nice work. Being game leader himself, happy to try and beat the instigator. Some of the damage coming in. 2 players now tucked towards the back of the site, Dimasic and Nivera. But to try and get any further damage would be very surprising. But Alpha want to get a little farm going. There he is. Gonna get out of there, does his job. Spike safe. Time to escape the site.
Oh, obviously real good up to the spike for Survive. Actually, Boaster only giving up the Frenzy as well. So to round out this purchase nicely, we'll see actually how they sit here. 5,100 in the back pocket for Boaster. Decent ult progress for him as well. Not to carry through here. I mean, the Bulldog and the Spectre, but an extra rifle in the hands of Boaster is actually key here for round 3. The only gaps on the side of Liquid being those light shields for Demo and Scream. Actually, no boombot for Scream as well.
See if that has any knock-on effect again. At the moment, could be a little bit of a look towards showers for Fnatic as well, so I wonder if that does come into play. Scream's going to stay pretty safe for this anyway. So Fnatic working up towards Hookah, showing a little bit of presence, and of course the presence then on the other side of things. A lot of information just garnered from that A site. That little bit of a dog coming through, noting Scream initially as well, so you can see the spam coming in to try and clear that.
Well, Demasig posted up. Hold on to long. Again, actually, Yampy playing almost, I was going to say, safe off utility here. We'll wall off whether or not he's going to opt to stack here. Demasig comes out worse off there in that scenario. Yampy hasn't healed him just yet. Actually opts to heal himself. Demasig got to ride this one out for 45 HP now. Prone to a wallbang and actually does catch one. He's lucky not to lose his life.
Waiting to see if they have an actual step towards the site though, anything to really facilitate this cross. Enzo, what is this sweaty approach already? Let's have a little look what Fnatic are cooking up for us. So many of these corners now, not clear, you can see it! Enzo melts Demasig down. And now Liquid just still trying to hold on to this front line. Fnatic are not on the site just yet, it's 30 seconds.
30 seconds left.
Still a lot of stall here from Liquid, actually.
And they still haven't got Yampy out of this corner. He can turn that flash. He's just fine. A little bit of a swing from the side. That's Duck again, the attention. Yampy still standing, though. Spots another unlock. Gets another. Yampy has been a monster this tournament so far, but finally put down by Alpha here. The last one alive is Soulcast, and this bonus is looking real good.
10 seconds left.
Beautiful set piece there from Enzo. I think it's reactive as well to just relaying that information. The Demasig was tagged so low. That's how versatile Fnatic are able to play. Enzo will spot out Soulcast, but I don't expect another challenge out. But yeah, almost baiting in here, but they've got to be conscious. Durka's down on 5 HP. Ultimately, do want to maintain majority in terms of the inventory here. Hold on to as many weapons as possible.
He's out of there.
Beautiful round.
Really nice, and I'd love to almost go over that in slow motion, see the full intent. But I think you're absolutely right, though. It comes down to potentially that early damage that was noted on Demasig, and him falling away, having to be more passive. They got a little bit of information where Yampy was, where a couple of the others are, but I really love that approach there.
I'm thinking actually as well, what Yampy gets tagged down to 79, 80 or whatever. Demasig's the one that needs to heal there.
Yeah.
Again, benefit of hindsight, but it was a molly and 2 snake bites coming in.
This.
That's the one that actually lands on Tube.
Oh, wow. No escape. Really good
what's
read.
beautiful is actually back in cover here, you see this, the Brimstone Molly and another snake bite lands there as well. So there's literally, Demasig either forced to the right side of pipe and then he's punished anyway, or he swings out left and he goes through 3 mollies.
But this is very characteristic of what we used to love about Fnatic on this map. Some really creative approaches, some really nice set pieces coming in, and all that great utility work was just great with them. And obviously when we saw the addition of the firepower of Alpha here, that's when suddenly the Fnatic roster was a big talking point again. As it stands though, because of that bonus being converted by Fnatic, that's a shot from Boaster. No threats being made, at least from Showers. We look towards Soulcast though, because he is the one with the rifle.
But Boaster was identified early where it is. Some damage actually. Soulcast and Boaster are happy to continue showing presence here. Soulcast the one that has to back away though. 45 HP. Yampy's actually found. Oh, yeah, that's in the backside of market.
That's with a Ghost. That's a little interesting. Soulcast finding value. Fake flash from Mystic of the swing. It's good. But he's still alive. Scream going to dip away towards the Showers and forcing the investment of the ult. That feels a little over the top maybe, but maybe feeling the strain a bit with Mystic being so low and getting caught here. Demasic's got him. And now Enzo and Boaster. Demasic's got the ult coming in as well, wants to force the hand.
Boaster's lit. He's inside the smoke though.
Oh, and Enzo's got one. Boaster with another. And Yampy, Ghost in hand, rifle upgrade. Has to find 2, and the molly just trickles into position, but he might get this to halfway. Wait.
Boaster thinks it landed.
He's not on it, but this is the difference with the crowd. He's going to hear the roar. Swings it. Denies it. And Boaster saving the day here. He is having a great start to this series.
Fantastic start. And question uses the ultimate, but in terms of securing this round, you absolutely can't fault it. Things were on a knife's edge, especially with some of the early damage conceded. And with Demasig landing shots like that with a frenzy. Unfortunately, Yampy trying to get away with it. Does have the operator in play now. And a revive online. Let's see if he's going to wall off Showers early here, at least probably on the backside of the flash. Actually, he's posted up.
Maybe Yampy.
They voted the operator early, though.
We kind of roll your mind back even to that previous round with Boaster identifying where the rifle was as well. They've been doing great early work here, Mike.
They have. Curious to see actually if there's a rotation that comes through from Yampy, but looks like Scream's the one to come get behind this A-side defense, but I'm curious here because Fnatic are actually drifting towards short. As if they want to commit behind this.
Yeah, Town wants to see sticking around some time. Bullet's coming through, but he's not particularly backing away. There's 3 players here. Spots one and loses. Head-to-head between these two will be quite something to watch throughout this game, but for now it will be Durka to truly draw that first blood. Sight now on a contest, Alpha wants to take the space. Flashed up though, has to go in for a second time. That time it connects to Vera, deleted. Scream, Soulcast and Dimisic. I think Scream just copped a boatload of damage as well.
Actually picking up the heal here. Gets a 3v5 retake here. Not an awful lot of utility to work with. 2 satchels, Trailblazer, but no flash just yet. Curious whether or not Liquid are even going to give this up now and just look for damage. It's not looking as if there's a conscious effort here. And Alpha, yeah, sealing the deal almost. Boaster with the backstab. Scream just left to hold on. Very commanding lead very early on here on Bind. And Liquid, I got to say, don't really have a lot of responses.
No, they look a bit flat here, and got to say as well, Scream 0-4, not particularly having impact yet. Nope, dealt with. Alpha getting warmer into this game now, and a flawless round coming in. But let's kind of hit the brakes because I feel like Liquid will be soon enough. Yep. This now needs to be talked through, right? Because they have looked flat, but I don't know if they have the capability of an answer here, because this is looking like final form Fnatic to an extent.
Absolutely, and the problem being, this is where you then start looking at the composition and asking questions like, what does the Sage do versus just putting Yampy on the chamber, and
yep.
That's the difficult part, because we're here live theory crafting it, but Fnatic have come and it's drilled, it's rehearsed. Yep. Everything's just looking so composed right now, and even Alpha, yeah, he's very tame. Very tame. There's no real pop to any of these executions. Nope. It's a slow burn, and Liquid are losing out massively on that one.
Talk about pressure. And it all goes well, right? It just turns him into a diamond. This guy, if he keeps building from this, I want to see what happens if they do go for something a little bit more poppy, a little bit more, you know, let him off the chain a little bit, see what he can achieve.
And that's the scary part. When he's
we've seen it.
When he's hitting and then you unleash him, that's the scary part. Well, actually, even here, I mean, I'll come out and say it, night and day start versus the other day when we saw him on the Neon, really struggled with actually XSET's ability to just adjust in anticipation of, yeah, Neon's going to be sending it at us. I mean, so actually, Def was pivotal in that regard.
True.
Just the positions he was playing.
I just don't think, in my mind, and, you know, again, take what you want from it, I don't think Neon comps work very well against NA teams because they're so used to it after seeing Optic just dominate the region.
They were molded by it.
Exactly. It's like they're not going to be going, oh, the Neon's really surprised us here as well. Fully aware. And now, off the timeout, we are going to be down to the Sheriffs. Light armor and actually a little bit of heavy for Soulcast too. So, certainly not completely uninvested into this round, and they just need to do damage here. They need to get around conversion, because currently, as it stands, Fnatic have the perfect tempo, perfect pace, and they have everything working well for them.
Durka again, posted up with the operator. Scream throwing out a gamble, but nothing on the end of it. I was expecting here, even with the economy, I mean, look at Soulcast, and it's a full shield with the Sheriff, so they want to try and slow play this with the minimal investment they have made. There's nothing really no tangibles for Liquid to have a good stab at taking a fight here.
No, and just
unfortunately, they've been getting rolled when Fnatic are allowed to execute.
Oh, yeah, off the back of that, I've just noted Navera also not off the starting blocks in kills. Normally safe pair of hands, same with Scream, looking quiet. Interesting. As it stands, let's see how clean Fnatic can keep this. Alpha wants to try and get involved in this, farm it up a little, get the pressure building, eats the flash, so forced away. Mystic on the case, but it ain't pretty. Looking a little sloppy, but they're still standing somehow. And now Soulcast gets to do the damage. All alone was Boaster, so that's a problem. Getting a little too hungry to chase down those kills, and they leave a couple of options open! And Soulcast is punishing. A quick rotation, they want to get out of danger. But Dimisic's still here, and the Molly's going to buy so much time. They have to either face it, jump through, try and do something. Dimisic, he has to try and buy all the seconds he can on this. Make him sweat, now it's the time to swing! But Alpha and Durka are there, and then the fight towards CT! versus Grim, who have had a disastrous start.
Scream and Navera at 54 and 20 HP. That paint shell must have done tons of damage. Durkin out. And back through hookah. But Navera's actually slipped. He's going to spot the head.
Always been seen. Durkin finds it! And now Scream, the 1v3. So unlikely. And Fnatic instantly disciplined. Letting Durkin do the work, and what an adjustment. Got a little dicey over there towards the other side. Soulcast trying to heat up and then shut down instantly. I thought Demasik could have done a bit more there, but, you know, hindsight 2020.
But great setup for Fnatic. They stack up, and again, they know that actually the only one thing that can go wrong there is Demasik finding the kill onto the planter. Alfier doing so well to cover. Dirk is so precarious. Managed to find it though. And the next one's where it gets really concerning, because it's essentially at the point where, with the Tour de Force coming online, with the showstopper inevitably coming, Fnatic can almost buy out for the rest of this half.
Rinse and repeat for Alpha. Liquid look a little scared of this.
A little pacier now though.
Yeah, taking a lot of space. Scream, no armor on him at all as it stands, so looking super vulnerable. And Alpha's in the spawn. Oh no, he's got one.
Oh
he's
my
got
God.
two. The third for the hometown hero. Postinated, you know what it means to him. Finally shaking all that pressure off and having the game he needed. Soulcast and Demasik irrelevant to outcome, it looks like. And Alpha's still in the case. He wants this fight. He's hungry for it. The rest of his team allowing him a little bit more room. And this is the danger of the man on the screen. If he starts heating it up, it ain't gonna stop.
Give it to him.
Give the man the ace, Soulcast. You might need to back away from this. Pop Flash will actually catch him. He's gone down. And the most hated man in Istanbul right now, Soulcast. Denying the ace, but what a round for him. Again, this is all confidence, Mike. This will build him up.
Yeah, that's the story of momentum now. What an entry though from Alpha. The
Watch
pace
the
change
reaction.
is beautiful.
He's just pumping his fist after it. It's so good.
It's right behind this A-side set up towards Showers. And the problem being, Liquid back on a scrappy purchase, regardless of what's invested. See the crowd getting right behind him now. And rightfully so, leading the charge now 13 and 3 for Fnatic. And this is the problem I'm talking about. They can essentially buy out this half now. They've got pretty much everything except the orbital strike at their disposal. Liquid have to pull something out of this timeout. But there's been very, very few positives.
Oh man, it's hard not to get behind that. We talk about the 6th ban when it comes to these sort of events, when someone is so intrinsic to where we stand, and someone like Alpha here, young gun himself, coming into this and just having a performance. Now, I do feel as though as well, if you are Fnatic, you want to activate this. This is something you'll be wanting to build into. You want him to feel comfortable, so good to see that hit into place. But let's talk bigger picture now, because I think we almost have to, because 0-7, and it ain't been close. I'm starting to consider Haven an Ascent, because it is swings and roundabouts to me here. It goes right back into Liquid's favor if they don't get mentally boomed dealing with the 6th man out there.
I mean, we talk about even regional, you know, choking in the history, right? It comes down to the mental. That's always been a discussion with Liquid, regardless of who's come into the roster and what changes have been made. And that's the concern. That's almost the elephant in the room, right? If this comes to, I mean, God forbid this is a 13-0. That's when you're like, Liquid playing from behind.
And away we go. Alpha, first man in. And he
Showers
wants him down. Soulcast gets to live to fight another day, but already Navera's been found. It's so clean. Fnatic just formal with it.
Spike
And what?
planted.
Demasik Scream and Yampi. 2 towards CT, 1 on flank. That's already been noted. I feel like the momentum is just so strongly in favor to Fnatic. This is really, really hard to come back from.
I've just got an idea. I think he's spotted the barrel of that Guardian. Yampi as well. Taking a long time, but Yampi. Fine one for Alpha. Back with 2. Durka seals the deal. 4 standing once again. Liquid have done no damage to this economy for the entirety of the last 8 rounds. Beautiful pinch, even with the showstopper mess up. Again, the paint show in with the snake bite. There's no risk in any of these rounds. It's just looking so comfortable right now for Fnatic. round 9. Liquid have everything but the Seekers available. You see a little bit of aggression here. I mean, you think back to the pistol round. They were the ones to try and initiate something, but been forced back in their shell. Immediate orbital strike behind this Viper's pit.
I love this.
Yeah.
Taking it right back. Absolutely
They've denied this
relentless.
control. Whether or not they're in with the boombot going to come through, Nevera actually posted up on side the box outside showers, but Soulcast on the back side of this, not noted. A little bit of pressure, and Fnatic now want to pivot towards B.
Launching smoke.
Team Sick playing much deeper this time around, doesn't want to challenge that early angle. Also got to be conscious now, we're going to see the same thing again.
It's looking very similar, isn't
With
it?
the wall in hooker as well. It's a carbon copy.
Now the rotation is in, Scream's here, and now we look for this similar approach.
Wait, Alpha still has his paint shell.
I have the spike.
Scream just shot in the dark, it looked like, yeah, absolutely, just spammed away. Orbital strike went in as well. This is all educated guesswork. Scream probably noted falling back towards elbow. They are rotting the clock a little here, but there's that utility we were looking at before. Not going to be a problem for Demastic, but is forced deeper to sight. You can see its full intent now.
Do have to execute
30
without the
seconds
smokes
left.
from Boaster, so literally the first advantage we've seen, really. In a round where Liquid could reset after the kill.
Do they have a flash? Well, that answered my question. Still one on Mystic too.
Alpha still looking to double
I've
tap
got your
out here.
trail.
On the back of the Seekers, potentially, yeah.
One's gone. There's a second. He's been found. Scream's got him 10 seconds now. Fnatic needs to get towards the side. They do not have what they need. And Demastic gets a little bit of freedom. And he does so much damage with it. Very well played to Liquid in the end to hold their composure. Nice counter utility and good stall.
Fnatic almost a little hesitant here. Again, when Boaster gets cut down behind that smoke, well, it's a Viper wall, sorry.
Yep.
But they got to win a couple more flawlesses to even make this interesting here in the first half.
Seconds
Scream finally on the board. Nevera yet to get on the board.
James Bond is not a name I'd normally put towards him. The 007, yeah, a little interesting to see such a quiet start, but it does just feel like
You
a
want to
pure
play? Let's
steamroller
play.
of momentum.
Got Tour de Force in hand, and just holding a slight off angle actually. It's the first time we've seen Fnatic prioritize this in the early round. Now Alpha's not here with the boombot, so a little difficult to dig Yampy out of this spot. Actually, both the smokes come down at the same time. So it's like both teams have that internal clock that's so in tune with each other. And Fnatic forced to explore elsewhere. Second time Soulcast has been posted up here and wasn't noted previously.
Let's see if he gets a little play with it. Shower control has been taken, so you will be starting to maybe question the lack of presence, but getting a little bit late in the round, already noted as
Soulcast is relaying this information. Look at the rotation come through already, Lauren.
2 players on the way, you're absolutely right.
Welcome to my
Ult goes up.
Early snakebite though, and the molly to seal the deal.
Time purchase is perfect.
Yeah.
Fnatic not finding the pacing. Running these rounds a little later than normal, I'd say, is going to add a little bit more danger to this. And they're still yet to note Soulcast's position. Going completely undercover.
And Soulcast is going to see Durka so early if he drifts up with the Tour de Force. The flash is perfect though!
Oh, and Mystic on the turn. Soulcast goes down, 14 seconds. They need to get this plant down. Demastic, can you deny it? Can you stop it? He's going to get one, a second. Yes, not the third though. And now 2v3, Scream and Yampy. Operator with Scream.
He spotted Mystic's reposition, but it's difficult for him to really do anything about it. Yampy has to come through and deliver here because Scream's missed it.
And that avenue gets closed.
Don't expect Mystic to peek again, but the res comes through. Nevera back on his feet.
How much more can they do? Can they at least get some of these players out of position? Mystic just going to be playing for the time, the spam. He's still alive for a second. Alpha waiting. Denied on the first tap. Still having the fight. Oh, no way!
He's sticking it!
He's sticking it! Scream! So close yet so far. Fnatic still move forward.
And it's the 2 kills that gives him the paint shell back to even secure that. Madness from Fnatic there. Again, even with this scoreline, they're still so methodical. It looks a little uncomfortable at points. It's like, yeah, I mean, are they going to make a move? It's late in the day now. What's going to happen?
Yep.
Beautiful adjustment, just on the muzzle flash. Liquid will be able to afford another purchase, but it comes through in round 11.
Here.
And that's when it gets concerning. This scoreline, if they don't win this round, round 12's not pretty.
On the verge of spiraling out of control. I call it what it is. It's one round.
Like I said from that previous, Fnatic literally could maintain their purchase throughout the entirety of this first half.
Here.
Absolutely right. And exploring a couple of options. No commitment with the spike just yet either. First time they've actually had free space towards hookah at this point. Yampi had been posted up in there a couple of the rounds, but deciding to dip back towards long. Soulcast going on a mission.
But on the back of that adjustment, what's the objective? Where's the value gain from doing this? We haven't seen Liquid really dip their toes other than Soulcast here and previously on shore. He's actually going to have pretty decent timing.
He could have excellent timing. And again, the villain of Istanbul here.
Fnatic won't be expecting it either because it's not happened.
Not at this time at all. And
oh, he's cooked it!
No!
Oh my god!
Again, not Soulcast of all players. The pressure a little too much. And now the 4v4, but a quick rotation, TP taken. They're going towards B. We saw Yampi here before. Let's Alpha pass for the first couple of steps with the fight towards CT. It's Scream with 2. Trying to come on in. Alpha denies it, but 20 seconds. Where's the spike? Picked up finally, back in hand. The fake flash!
Oh my god!
As if he's trying it. And now Enzo, the 1v2. Fight to the left, he's not going to win it. Oh, and 2 rounds. It's not much, Mike. It ain't much.
Round before the switch.
I'm even thinking here, what's the rest of the purchase going to look like? Yampi straight on the judge. Oh no. It's an op. Durka literally is the one to find it.
Oh,
Durka's even confused. He's like, is my teammate shooting at me? I'm not taking damage.
what's happening?
There's
Guys.
a Vandal behind me on short.
I can see
What are you doing,
front of me.
Enzo?
Enzo, please.
Friendly fire's off, mate.
2 to 9. I mean, one more. I'm not even going to start with it. It's been one-sided from the beginning here. And even with the smallest pieces of silver lining, it's still a long way off where Liquid would want any sort of run on this.
Alpha, actually on the back of context, is happy to send this through screen. Closes the door though. Seeker's on the back of this, but I'm going to tell them an awful lot. Actually, 2 members noted potentially on the back of that on shore at least. And the one through showers. Liquid now, I mean, top of my head. I think the second time they've had this man advantage for free. Nivera good for the spam though.
We've seen Nivera starting to activate a little bit here. And there it is. Lovely timing for Nivera. A very quiet beginning, making the most of it now. And Enzo, finally, the Vandal behind them. It's the first fight. It's going to be Scream to close. Okay, 3 rounds, Mike. That's not much play here, is it?
I mean, you still don't feel good about it. Curse aside, it's barely a lifeline, Lauren.
Yeah, barely a lifeline. That's where we're going to leave this one to the desk.
Thank you very much, Pansy and Hypo. All I've got to say is, Alpha, yeah! Alpha, yeah! Alpha, yeah!
I mean,
the crowd has been going nuts.
Yes.
Alpha has been going crazy. They had nothing to cheer about when Alpha played against XZ, and now they have everything. Just a wealth of opportunity.
this is what we were begging for Alfia to be able to step up to look great again on the Rays, and boy does he, but it's such a one-sided affair when you take a look at the opposite side, because we were also saying Scream needs to have a better performance compared to what we saw yesterday versus Optic, and it's not happening. He went through the majority of this half finding absolutely no kills. Alfier on the other side, in round 6, he matched how many kills he got in the entirety of Pearl versus XN yesterday.
Yeah.
In 6 rounds, and now he's just 2 kills away from getting as many kills as he had in the whole series versus XN.
It's just ludicrous. Alfia is turning up so hard. And this is why I say he's the most important player for the team. Because as much as you look at Durka as the carry, Alfia just does, he's everywhere all at once. He's taking fights, he's taking trades, he's taking first fights. He's just all over the map.
Yeah, and we've seen Scream trying to do the same thing, but he's just constantly floating back and forth. It seems like he doesn't know where to play. We see that Auburn, he gets set up, he's just jump peeking into showers.
So let's look forwards to the next half, because the chances would have to start in the pistol round, and this is where they've been planting, right? Take a look at that little plant spot outside on A showers. This is that Sage Wall plant that you see from Ascend in the past, and Liquid have been running it too. So far, those pistol rounds have been abominable from Liquid at Champs. They've won 5 out of 21 pistols. They need a strat. It has to be something unexpected, even to give them a shot, a glimmer of hope here. Because otherwise, it's just bind his Fnatic.
It's just such a damning statement when you say, like, the pistol round, they need to win it if they want to have a hope. Because I just don't see it happening unless Scream just goes in for an initial share of purchase and just starts clicking heads. I don't know if it's going to happen.
The cry of the hopeless is, oh, guys, we'll just win the pistol. That really is the cry of the hopeless in Valorant.
I think there's a lot of hopium and copium going out today. Let's just get back in and see how Liquid are going to handle this pistol round. Pansy and Hypok, over to you.
Cry of the hopeless. I mean, it's not necessarily wrong because 3 rounds and it's Liquid who need a pistol.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And even with that heat map, you dig a little deeper in pre-champs and you look at the attack success for Liquid on Bind, and we're sitting towards the low 30s. That's the concern here.
Yeah.
So is 3 enough? They have to, I mean, basically do what they've struggled to do regionally against a regional
Team.
opponent. So, I don't know.
Yeah, look, proof's in the pudding. Happy to sit back and try and watch this one play out. And if they can make something of it, if they've cooked something up, fair play. But right now they're walking into a Fnatic stack. Oh, I mean,
double stack in Hooker.
Correct. So if they overcommit towards this,
This is madness. I mean, luckily Yampi's not creeping up there, but Liquid are cautious. I mean, Spike not committed, so maybe a couple of players to at least
the
poke
timing on
here.
the flash is so good. Gets both of them. And Mystic's timing just couldn't have been better. Just swings around it. Flash was in place. Damage done. And Liquid now just being herded around the map. Now, note how deep Enzo is sitting on this. He is allowing that stack on the other side. He will have to potentially just give up the plant, play a little bit deeper, see if he can do some chip damage on the way, buy a little bit of time, potentially with some utility, but he can't fight this solo. He just needs to keep space.
No, just looking to play anti-plant here. So
That's not bad.
By will land.
That's not bad at all.
Soulcast actually down to 40 as he stuck the plant. So Scream and Soulcast, squishy targets right now on the way back through for Fnatic.
And already Soulcast just got caught. It was Enzo to catch him. And Scream turns attention. Boaster's got him dead, and now we're down to 2. Navera and Demasic. And these fights aren't looking great for them. Demasic can do a little bit of work on this, though. Molly still ready to be invested. Navera has to take the fight. Dirk has found him, and Demasic can't see. He can't find the target against him. The defuse ain't stopping Fnatic. Converting pistol in round 2, making this look like it's wraps.
What a Liquid one good chance or a couple of potential face-offs here in terms of the early equipment in this purchase for Fnatic, and looking at it, yeah, it's going to ride this through with a couple of sheriffs, I think. Seen Stingers do wonders here in Istanbul, but Liquid don't fancy it. And Fnatic holding no punches here with the purchase on the other side of things with Durka. The only one to pick up the Marshal, but 4 Spectres. I was hoping here that Liquid do try and make something happen in the early round, but yeah, similar setup. Spike not committed. They're spread very thin here.
Demasic trying to creep a little closer on towards short. Alpha gonna spot him. Taking no big risks there, allowing a little bit more room for Durka. Gonna slip away.
Doesn't overstay is welcome. We want to give them an opportunity to find this entry.
Oh, Boaster. That's uncalled for. Does Scream punish it? Scream's already pushed up towards the window ledge now. Boaster needs to be very careful in this.
I think Scream will hear the jump spot, yeah.
Oh, he's going to see him now, but Mystic just turning around at the right time. The crunch wasn't quite there yet either. 2 players up long, 2 through Hookah. Mystic towards elbow, and rotations are coming in. Once again, Fnatic still holding fantastic numbers, 5 standing. Not even a point of damage dealt. They've got it all going their way, and Dirk are making light work of it. You're going to have Mystic swinging back out. There is no impact here for Liquid.
Find this as well with the flash, but it's actually Dirk. Backlines, 1 left to find. Nivera finds a consolation for Durka for his 3rd.
Very
As I
nice.
said, Liquid have their 1 good chance in this round here. Actually, it's 3 light shields. a couple of gaps in utility as well, and that's not what you want to see at this scoreline.
No,
I mean, Scream has nothing but the paint shell. He's got light shield, the rifle, yes, but
I mean, the headshot machine.
That works.
Talk about his one taps. It is more
he
than
is
that at
6
the
and
moment.
12 right now.
Yep. I mean, the brothers in unison. It's a rare thing to see them both off on like a quiet game. But, I mean, a lot of the credit goes to Fnatic here. They have been playing a good game, but this is very much quiet from the other side. Bind certainly not sitting well with Liquid. Nice towards Haven next, of course. And that's where we really see the difference if this could go all three, or if potentially Fnatic closes out in two. But not the point for now. Bonus here for Fnatic. Not getting ahead of themselves by any means. Of course, as you noted, the light shield still in play, and Liquid taking their time here. As I think Scream really the only one to start having some commitment here.
Well, it does have to take its time. No boom bot, right? So this is all just basically dry on the way through, relying on a gunfight. Mystic will give it to him. Loses out. Enzo actually will be able to get the weapon on the backside, but look at the pinch through the TP. Alfie has found it.
The timing could not have been better, and Enzo trying to buy a couple more seconds. He isolates Yampi, swings back in, and the spam's good enough for Soulcast to find him. 2v2, Navera towards the site. Spike now on Soulcast, sitting towards long. A little bit of a cross prior in place. Actually, a long rotation on the way around here for Boaster.
Going around the world. It's coming all the way back through spawn.
It's an angle Navera probably won't expect at this point.
I mean, they heard both T's, and Boaster obviously taking a little bit of damage. He's going to be noted, but Navera has turned this way.
Something's given enough of the game away that he's at least thinking about it, but Alpha trying to pull their attention his way. Both now getting close. They have to get a move on, and the timing's great for Navera. Swings out and gets them both. Good work from Navera. It's not over yet, but considering this was a bonus, that's still only 2 rifles coming through.
Yeah, good damage. They do get the plant, so that will make this a little easier, but it's still not comfortable. I mean, Ultimate's just about coming online. You almost argued it in that regard. Until these playmakers are available for Liquid, it's not really anything they can rely on in the early round. I mean, they can come and get the Viper's Pit, yes, but it's not really, you know, conducive to a set piece or an execute onto a site. They have to kind of slow work their way in, as they've been trying to do so far. Actually now with the operator online, Fnatic, I mean, a stark contrast. Look at the support system to put him in place to deliver. You see the same thing on defense, but haven't seen it early on here to get Scream in a position to really work his magic.
And on the other side of the map, you look towards Showers. Building a little bit more investment on Soulcast, one away from his now. And there's a first real step out of contact. Good work from Yampi. And actually going to catch Durka too. He had Scream by his side. So in unison, finding value there towards long. But again, we did note 3 players there early, but Hellfire. No way is he going to... He's trying to get a little naughty with this. Okay, Navera. It's quite an early angle to check, but he blinked and he missed it. Navera's getting sharper and sharper by the second. Flash goes in, 5 still standing for Liquid. Mystic, other side of the map himself.
Yeah. The big difference being this hasn't really been Liquid creating an opportunity as Fnatic.
Yeah.
Maybe getting a little impatient. It could, in that regard, maybe winning out in the mental here. Anticipating this aggression coming through, and it's well handled. Yampi does seal the deal on a Prime Gaming flawless here in round 16. What can Liquid do with this now? Fnatic back on a lesser purchase. We'll pump the brakes here for a timeout. Orbital Strike available, just about getting close to their first ultimate cycle, but like I said, this isn't really an opportunity created by Liquid at all, but they are equipped to receive it.
And I think that's what I'm waiting to see, is if Liquid can create that space themselves, force Fnatic into those uncomfortable positions, either catch rotations, punish a push or 2 there, but maybe create that space themselves, as said. Not enough yet for me to be particularly worried about. It's still 11 with Fnatic, very comfortable. This would be quite the comeback.
It would? I can't disagree with you there.
Yeah.
It would be quite the comeback. I'm not sure that's how I would summarize it at the end of the game.
No, if that had happened, probably a couple other question marks would be put through, but as it stands, Fnatic will take a second or 2 to recompose themselves. Purchase-wise, again, you're not in any hurry at this point. You can allow these rounds, and I want to see patience. They don't have to be overactive in some of these rounds yet. Test the waters, let Liquid work, see if they note anything off the back of it as well.
I mean, to play devil's advocate as well, there is also an element here of not necessarily anti-stratting, but knowing the opponent so well and the tendencies of what they like to do and when, at what point in the round, how they like to achieve it, what the indicators are. These are two very, very familiar teams. Which is maybe actually why, you know, we could allude to why Liquid played the defense the way they did, because they know Fnatic like to sit deep. They like to stack up for these late round executes, and they're always very, very well choreographed. So it's very difficult to really send one or two people forward to disrupt that. Talking about disruption.
Boaster taking a lot of the damage early on, so again, Liquid being tested a couple of times here, and I quite like that Fnatic are testing the waters, though, you know, in these moments, in these spies especially, a Guardian with Alpha, and he's got 5 players pouring up long. Alpha is not in a spot to do much about this, already down so low, 18 HP, just wants to get out of there.
Wants to still try and make this Guardian work. Call it a hero rifle, but
Oof.
that's got a dirty setup now as well with the layered smokes on CT.
Durka could do something from here. I'm not sure how aware that... Okay, they've backed away from it being like a point of danger, potentially. Postplan pretty not comfortable. They're still trying to fight back that space on towards long with the flash just coming out from Soulcast. And again, this Postplan set up towards CT, pretty nasty to try and work in against. Yampi not going to overstay his welcome, trying to allow the next layers to kind of pull into place. That's Dimasic, that's Yampi now swinging back through. This is clean so far. Boaster not going to get much damage out of it as Enzo, the only one to draw blood. Liquid with 4 standing, rifles continue.
Yeah, they're going to maintain that economy as well. I'd say, actually, if they can be frugal here, they get to 7, Fnatic going to be back down on an uncomfortable purchase. We'll have the tour de force to offset it, potentially the showstopper, but I'll be honest, Liquid finds 7 here, you do get a little concerned.
Yeah, it's getting back on at 7, I'd say, because as I said, you've noted it before, the domino effect of rounds, how the economy might sit, and the ultimate's coming through.
It
and everything
snowballs
else.
so fast.
Absolutely.
So fast.
Now we'll see. It's 3 rounds on the trot for Liquid, stringing them together. They have a good purchase here, plenty of ults to play with too. Now, of course, on the other side, able to fashion a purchase. Is it perfect? Far from it. Still a bit of light armor here or there. Not exactly what they'd be dreaming of. Dimasic considering an early investment.
They're going to try and stun him with the dog, I think, and then cast the orbital strike. I think they got him.
Yep. Let's see if he's dead. And so just about slips away. The flash. Again, he's a lucky boy. A lot of utility just put towards him, but quick feet and quick thinking keep him standing.
And that would have been such a key opener because it opens up access to showers. To put all that pressure onto, I mean, 2 more players of Fnatic, but Liquid unconfirmed at that point. It would have been the catalyst of this execution. And the ping's coming through. Fnatic's still anticipating this. Alfia is looking a little curious.
No way. There's no way. They're swinging!
Oh my god!
Get out of here! The confidence on these two somehow still going. Scream just dives head first for Halos. Durka puts him to his grave. And now Dimasic, Navera, and Yampi have to face the music. Boaster's got Navera right back at you. Fnatic flipping the script in this one. Oh my word, Yampi and Dimasic just stunned in this. Durka ready to swing if they do get any closer. Alpha just farming them away. And the confidence to walk that wall, Mike.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Catches Fnatic off guard. Even actually, catches Liquid off guard.
Yep.
In this regard, it's actually Fnatic still to be the ones to say, we're going to get ahead. We're not allowing you to, slow contact up short, get behind this wall. Like I said, actually, with how quickly things can snowball, look how fast things can fall apart. Liquid back in a precarious position now. 6 to find Fnatic on 12. Operator back out for Yampi. Probably implies the pace will continue. Back to this same default once again. Spike not committed. Fnatic, other than that one round where they double push long, been very good at mitigating this early round risk, not giving away anything about their setup. Mystic. He manages to get away from that one and he catches one through the hand.
Respecting Yampi enough to give up this space towards long, can't overstay welcome anymore. You still have that hookah control as well to depend upon if they need it. Flash gonna reaffirm that they are still towards long. This hasn't been just a lazy amount of clear. No, there's commitment behind this, and you can already see the exploration mission from Alpha on the other side of the map. So he's cleared through back of showers. They can pull that rotation card now.
Exactly. You can already see Durka making his way. Liquid need to go now. There's a window of opportunity, but when Durka gets it,
No. They're giving them
Tour
no
de Force
play.
comes out.
I love this. They're giving them no chances of entries here. Durka now going to wait on the back of this as well. Seeks to come in. Enzo dips back into the smoke to find a semblance of safety, but it's Durka to do the damage. Enzo there as well. Back-to-back kills. Nevera, the last one alive. No, it's not looking good for the man. You got a firing squad on the other side of Fnatic. Fired up here. Alpha wants this one over and done with. Eyeing up map 2 early on. This scoreline, honestly, could have closed way earlier. Liquid pulling back a few rounds in. Nevera, it's done for 13-6. Fnatic get across the line on map 1.
fantastic performance from him. Slowed down a little bit in the second half, but again, that reset. The composure as well to pull off what Durka and Alpha did. They said a perfect read on exactly how Liquid adjusts on that early attempt to find the stun and the orbital strike on backside, try and remove that Viper's bit from Enzo. It's a perfect response. A little slow to start, I'll be honest.